What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing today? We are here at ILW Sports, episode 173. Of course, it's your boy Wildcard Mar in the building, Detroit Mel in the building.
What up, though?
The big homie Nick Shine, he's over there getting I think he's still getting bleached. Still getting bleached over there.
Yeah, he's thinking his butthole bleach. Getting ready for it to get rimmed. Hey, to each his own, man. To each his own.
Hey, man.
Some like sausage, others don't.
My name Bennett. I ain't in it.
I definitely ain't going in that.
No, I ain't. But no, welcome to another episode of ILW Sports. We appreciate the love and support as always. Please go on over to YouTube. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube page. That's where all of our content is contained at. Hit that bell notification. Let you know that. Yeah. Bing. Let you know every time we drop new content. But please spread the word. Definitely hit that subscribe button. Hit that and hit that bell notification. And please spread the word. I mean, we over here grinding for y'all cats. We love what we do. But we need some subscriptions to go. We got to hit that 1K so we can start making some money. All right.
Yeah, we getting the watch time. The watch time actually coming in.
Yeah.
Membership up.
Yeah. We gotta get the viewership and the subscriptions up. So please help us out. Spread the word.
Maybe need a new pair of shoes.
Yeah. No real talk. These little kids of mine are just growing like a mud dog. They're growing like weed. So help us out. Please. Like I said, going over to YouTube, ILW Sports Network. Same address as it is on Instagram. When you're not looking at your little Instagram models, please go ahead and go on over to ILW Sports Network. We drop teasers on there, let you know what kind of videos you can look forward to if you're going over to the YouTube page. Same thing for the Twitter. ILW Sports 1 is the address on Twitter. Trigger fingers turn them Twitter fingers. So please, when you take a pause on your Twitter beats, go on over to ILW Sports 1. Give us a like, share, and follow. And most importantly, ILW Sports Network on Facebook. That is our Facebook page. It's open to the public. It's formed because, hey, we emphasize big time on networks. So if you got a, podcast, sports podcast, small business, please plug yourself. Let people know that you exist, what kind of content you got, and most importantly, what kind of, goods and services you can provide. You never know what sales you can make off of Facebook. I didn't buy plenty of shit off of Facebook. So you never know. And then, of course, that Facebook page is dedicated to you guys, the fans, the listeners, the viewers. Going over there, drop you a funny sports meme, make people laugh. Hey, maybe you got a funny sports take. Some people might agree with it, disagree with it. Hey, it'll spark a debate. You never know. I didn't drop many of sports takes. I might have been wrong. I might have been right. Same as well. Might have been wrong and right on sports take, but that's the place to drop the sports take. And please, on top of that page, you'll see a link. You'll see my very handsome chocolate self on there. Modeling some J. Edwin collection. And J. Edwin collection. J. Edwin collection is Detroit Mel's t-shirt company. And because we are all in this ILW family, it also provides ILW Sports with its merch. So please go to that link on top of the Facebook page. Hit the link. Go grab you some merch. But one thing you can't grab is you see these nice, fine ILW Sports snapbacks. Yeah, the only way you can get these, see that little cash app right there, ILW Sports Network.
And a cash app.
It's going on the bottom of the screen. Send $30 to that cash app. Give us a physical address, and in return, you will get this very exclusive ILW Sports Network snapback. All right, let's check in the comments. See who we got in the building with us. Of course, Anthony Price. What's good with you? Gucci. Yeah, the NFL needs to do better. I think so too. We'll get into that in just a second. You need to do a 4-hour live for 3 days. You will get it. Hey, you never know. You never know. Of course, Matt in the building. MJ in the building. They said they got white chocolate too. I had white chocolate, but all right, my brother, I ain't gonna hold you, man. Hey, when you feel it, you feel it. Hey, I ain't even mad at you. But we're actually gonna start the show off. I know there's some big news that dropped today regarding to Deshaun Watson. That actually wasn't part of our plan to even talk about. But of course, since the news dropped today, we will talk about it in just a second. But it would be rude, I think, in my belief, and very disrespectful not to talk about the passing of the great Bill Russell. As you saw yesterday, Detroit Mail went live. So, hey, just take a quick second. If people did not see that live yesterday, Detroit Mail, just kind of rehash some of the comments and things that you had to say about the great Bill Russell.
Yeah, I was just saying, man, even though I'm not old enough to have watched him play physically, I mostly seen, tapes of him and highlights of him. But I think the most thing you need to talk about Bill Russell outside of his basketball career is how he handled himself off the court. I think that's something that should be highlighted, because basketball is a job. Bill Russell as a man was humanitarian.
Mm-hmm.
He superseded in the NBA. He was bigger than life when it came to the things that he fought for. He fought for equality, inclusionism. During a time where they was trying to shut people that look like him up. You look at times where they couldn't use the same locker room, eat in the same places. As a team, they couldn't be a complete team because of the time they lived, and he fought for that, kept his head up, and became a mentor for several players. You know what I'm saying?
We having a real serious moment right now.
I didn't know. My bad.
He became a mentor for a lot of players, man. If you look at the NBA, you look at Kobe, you look at a lot of players that kind of highlighted how Bill Russell was a mentor for them, and they were younger than me, so they couldn't possibly seen him play. So that just speaks to his character. That speaks to the type of person he is, because we can look at you just take Oscar Robertson. I was using that example.
Yo, Matt, why Matt try to get at you, dog?
What you say? If the NBA honor Bill like they honor Kobe, that's a whole other story. That is a whole other story.
No, Matt tried to get at you, dog.
Mel had season tickets. Mel mentored Bill Russell.
You saw him play. Oh, I didn't see that part. Oh, I was reading Anthony's comment. Matt, I want to put you on the list, man. I want to put you on the list.
That's that Billy Madison list, right?
No, but I think that's, we could talk about his play all day. You know what I'm saying? And none of us here was old enough to see him, so we can't really talk about from a actual physically seeing him play. We go to highlights. He wasn't a prolific scorer, but he was great at defense. And that paved the way for Dennis Rodman. That paved the way for other players, like I said, Ben Wallace and people like that, because he was known for his defense. It's a book called The Sword and Shield, and it kind of talks about Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. And I think you can compare that to Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, because they are two sides of the same coin. One was a prolific scorer, the other one was great defense, and both of them changed the game in their own right.
Yeah. Just real quick, it's just obviously I'm nowhere close to old enough to see Bill Russell play. And just to kind of answer your question, Anthony, they did end up naming the Finals MVP after Bill Russell this year. Okay. I don't know if that's something that's sticking around with the NBA. Because you saw on the Western Conference they called it the Kobe Bryant Trophy, and then on the East they called it the Larry Bird Trophy, and then they called it the Bill Russell MVP Trophy for the Finals that Steph Curry won. So hopefully that sticks around. As you saw, of course, he was 88, but Bill Russell was around the players, man.
Right.
Every All-Star game he was there, dropping knowledge. And that's one thing that I think a lot of people need to see and understand. Same thing with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You got these older heads who are trying to pass that knowledge. What good is the knowledge for pertaining it and holding it to yourself when you can pass it on to some of these younger generations that could further the game to another level? just like you said, the humanitarian side of Bill Russell,
right.
Which a lot of people, of course, our age sees now because we didn't have the luxury of seeing him play. So you see him being involved in the community, doing this, doing that. A big voice that the NBA would reach out to when it comes to dealing with civil rights issues.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they would reach out to him about how should we handle this situation. I'm pretty sure he was not saying he was the main reason, but I'm pretty sure he was instrumental on that whole Donald Sterling situation. I'm pretty sure the NBA reached out to him like, yo, how should we handle this? But I think this is just more than just an NBA loss. This is when you lose people like Bill Russell, this is not just a basketball loss. This is like a human race loss. He's one of those individuals that's trying to put positivity out into the world and unity and love and respect and peace. So it's like, to me, this is a more world loss than just a basketball loss. Go ahead, big homie Nick, on kind of your comments on the passing of the great Bill Russell, and then we'll get into today's show.
Yeah, is there anyone who made a bigger impact for the game off the court than Bill Russell? Right, like the humanitarian, the equal rights, the standing up for things that a lot of people weren't very vocal on back then. Like Bill was forefront of it.
Right.
Like he was a pillar for social justice. He was, I see Matt saying, old head. He was an old head. He was that wisdom dropping guy that when he started speaking, young guys gathered around, and if they were smart, they were all sponges and they were absorbing everything this man was saying. And based on whenever you saw him in the tunnels or in the back or wherever, you just saw people gathered around him and their mouths were shut and their ears were open. And you hope that the lessons and the knowledge and the wisdom that he accrued through his 88 years, that people will carry that on. And it sucks to have somebody die to speak about them in this manner.
Great point.
People more while they're alive. Like I'm sure he knows he was loved by the basketball and not just basketball, the black community, and he transcended into the white community. Anyone who's white like me with a common sense of decency understands what Bill Russell was about,
right?
And the man that he was and what he stood for, and respects and appreciates him. It's not just a loss to the black community, like Lamar said. It's a loss to the world, man. That was a very strong pillar of the world that we lost yesterday. So shout out to his family, respect to them. It does put me at peace knowing that the Shams tweet that I sent you guys said he died peacefully.
Yeah.
No suffering, nothing like that. So I don't know. It sucks. Anthony's comment, will they honor Bill? There's a statue outside of Boston, and from Boston to put a statue of a black man,
black person.
I'm gonna be real. We know Boston is as racist as they come.
They ain't drawing with no big lips or nothing like that.
No,
house statue holds some chicken. You know what I'm saying?
But
so
for
you gotta show
Boston
respect for that.
A statue of a black guy out there, man. That's saying the impact that he had
big.
on me. We find jokes in everything that we talk about on the show, but but all jokes have a little bit of truth.
There's some truth to that joke. Yeah, truth to that joke.
I just it sucks. It's one of those. He's 88. He lived a long, blessed life. I just saw last week. The Yes Network re-aired. I don't know if people in the sports world caught wind that he was sick, but last week the Yes Network replayed the interview with him, and they put up a clip, and it was him talking about that I was 55 years old, and my father was my hero, and my father called me up one day. And I was outside. I go in the house and take the call. He's like, "Son, you all right?" He goes, yeah, Dad, I'm okay. He goes, you sure? He goes, yeah, Dad, everything's good. He goes, 24 hours later, I'm getting a call that I got to get back to the house because my father just showed up. Flew down. I think his father lived in the Northwest and flew down to see him. And he's like, Dad, what are you doing here? He's like, what do you mean, what am I doing here? You're my son. I don't care how old you get or how big of a celebrity you are. You're still going to be my baby boy. And that just shows the what he was brought up with.
Right.
You know, and how you're never too old to be loved. You're never too old to be cared about. You're never too old to show someone, hey, you're one of mine. I got you, and I'm always going to have you. So I thought that was a pretty cool story that I just learned a week ago. And then, unfortunately, you hear this news yesterday.
Right.
So, you know, great man, great play. I don't even need to talk about the play. None of us saw him play. His impact to people like us is off the court, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like we can mention the court stuff, but we don't know shit. We don't know what we're talking about with the court. We just tell the stories that we've heard throughout the years.
True.
But we know the man. We don't know the 25-year-old Boston Celtic. We know Bill Russell, the icon.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to say that I do. You know, he was a very, very
fuck you, man. Okay.
hey, what we not gonna do is act like Matt wasn't old enough to go see him play neither. That's what we not gonna do. like Mel's is the only old motherfucker in the show.
That's good, man. That's a good ending to that.
No, that's good. That's good. Like, man, RIP to the great Bill Russell, man.
Absolutely.
Condolences out to the fam. But look, we might as well talk about it and get it out the way now.
Let's do it.
Because people are gonna beat this story for the next couple of days. And
what are we talking about? Debo's contract?
yeah. We're definitely talking about that one. But I know, just came down today. 6-game suspension for Deshaun Watson. Obviously, everybody's gonna have their own opinions, thoughts, feelings. I felt like he shouldn't have got no games.
Really?
Yeah, he been saying that.
Literally. Well, I mean, I'll give my thoughts and opinions and after you guys, but Detroit Mail, 6 games, enough, not enough.
Well,
justified.
I said he's getting 6 anyway. I knew he was gonna get 6 because my thing is like I knew the NFL. Well, technically, the NFL haven't done it yet because I haven't been, they can appeal it. NFL can appeal it, but I knew how to do something, and I knew like 6 games would be something that at least enough where they can show I did something, but not where it's affecting, Cleveland and all that. So I figured that happened. But I'm like you on terms of I'm tired of seeing people pile on him about something he hasn't been convicted for. This man hasn't been convicted. They settled the case with Houston, Texas. They settled the case with him. What more you want to do? Now, if it finally comes out that we found out that all of them lied, then how many people gonna retract what they said about Deshaun Watson? How many gonna take back how they villainized this man? None of them. You still seeing people now. All he got was 6 games, or that's a shame. The man hasn't been convicted of nothing. Accusations don't convict you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he hasn't been convicted of anything. So 6 games is really more than he should get. But we knew that he's gonna get something based on because NFL can say, okay, based on our policies, he violated that. They can say that.
Yeah.
So it's when their jurisdiction, so they can give him something for that. But my thing is like in the eye of the law, he hasn't committed a crime. He just hasn't. If you think he did, come with a better case.
Yeah.
Is that plain and simple?
Big homie Nick, how too much, not enough, just right, justified. Thoughts and feelings on the 6-game suspension.
Charges were dropped on Ray Rice too, right?
Yeah.
Well,
right.
Yeah, but
Rice didn't get any charges.
His wife chose to drop those. She could have dropped them, and the state could have went after him too. But
that's a whole another discussion too.
Yeah.
I'm I'm complete opposite end of the spectrum as you guys on this.
Okay, go ahead.
$45 million. I saw a video by Kyle Brandt today from Good Morning Football, so I don't want to make it sound like these are my words. But I saw this and it kind of was eye-opening to me. $45 million bonus this year, untouched. $1 million salary, untouched. 6-game suspension given down by a mediator who was female. I don't know. When there's smoke, there's fire. That's. I mean, in the beginning, when it was a couple, I was laughing about it. I was making references from when I would go to massage places and share my happiness with the room when I was done.
Right.
I don't know, man. I think this is a bad look for the league. I know you went to a mediator. I'm sure Deshaun and his people are happy as hell. I'm sure Brown's organization and fans are happy. But I think it sets a bad precedent for a league that is allegedly doing so much to promote women getting to the NFL. Coaches, female, front office jobs, female. The girls' flag league that they're doing. How do you come lightly on this? And that's not a play on words. But how I had to say before one of you guys did. I heard it come out of my mouth. I was like, oh shit, that sounds bad. But I don't know.
I can tell you.
I don't think it's over yet. I think something else is going to happen. I think some more info may come out. Don't forget, Ray Rice got suspended 2 games. And then we saw the video. I said it last week or the week before on the show when the hearing first started. Once there's visual evidence,
it's different.
Say a massage place has video and they've been waiting for everything to end, and now they're going to drop it to really drop the hammer on them if they don't feel justice was served. Say it's him grabbing a girl's arm. Say it's him pushing a girl. This is all hearsay. This is me just, projecting ideas out here. This is nothing that's actually happened for anybody who's listening who might be getting confused. But if a video comes out, man, now the league looks worse because you took something lightly where everyone was like, I told you. I don't know. I think it's, as a Jets fan, we play them week 2 when he's out. So I'm happy about that. But as a fan of a league that I love, I feel that the ball was dropped here, to be completely honest.
And Nick, I'm not mad at you at your statement because I think
I am, man. Fuck Nick. Sorry.
No, but you know what? The
I gotta be nice to Mel because he's up there with Bill Russell's age, so we don't know when he's gonna expire.
That
might be his last fuck you, Nick. We don't know. I gotta let him have it.
I got more.
You're not wrong that the NFL drops the ball on a lot of things when it comes to protecting the women. But I think they misplaced their energy on protecting the women and actually punishing those who are actually doing wrong to women, because they've letting Dan Snyder continue to hold a football team in Washington. So they dropped the ball
for
right
now. There are hearings about that. That's for now. A lot of people believe he won't be owner, but there's steps you got to go through. There are hearings.
Obviously, yeah.
Once the government gets involved, that's when the league.
That's a whole different thing.
He didn't show up for the. They called him. They called him, subpoenaed him. He didn't show up for that.
No, they did, but he just went to another hearing for like 11 hours straight. So he did make a different appearance. He didn't make the initial appearance, and he was very resentful in doing it. But I think his lawyers finally got to him, like, bro, this is the government. You can't fuck around with them. And so he finally did make an appearance. So, Dan Snyder, still an owner. In my opinion, he's a piece of shit. But, we'll deal with that later. He's been very damning to women, hasn't created the greatest work environment for women in his organization. Jerry Jones is a piece of shit. He's not creating a very safe environment for women in work environment for the Dallas Cowboys organization. Say what you want. It's been out there about how he didn't pretty much let a guy that's in his inner circle be a peeping Tom in the cheerleaders locker room. You know, I mean, say what you want. Robert Kraft was doing the same thing that Deshaun Watson did, but his partake in happy endings gets talked about for maybe a couple of days, and is acting like it never existed again. You can go on and on and on about other people that have been very disgusting towards women, and I'm not absolving Deshaun Watson for being, you know, a kink and being real freaky and going to get happy endings and multiple women. Was he sloppy? Yeah. Did he do anything criminally? No. I mean, what man doesn't go to certain massage parlors and they're expecting a certain happy ending? I mean, to me, he's done something that's been part of America's fabric for fucking forever. You know, and I think
Can I add something? Can I add something to your point?
Yeah.
The selective outrage of America, I find mind-boggling.
Oh, that's all.
The outrage over Michael Vick with the dogs was 1,000 times greater than it is with Deshaun Watson and this situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, like what people, and I brought that Anthony comment up because I definitely want to get into. I want to take that when you're done with your point, Lamar. But it's crazy that as a society, what outrages people and what people turn the cheek on, like the other way.
I completely agree, because and here's why I think where the NFL drops the ball is like they're not taking abuse or assault against women. So I don't think they're taking it serious. I don't think they're taking it serious enough. But when it comes to the Deshaun Watson case, and I know people want to compare the Deshaun Watson to the Ben Roethlisberger situation, here's my thing. Deshaun wasn't accused of assault. He's accused of improper behavior, sexual misconduct, as in related to
exposing himself and stuff like that.
Yes,
he wasn't accused of forcing himself.
Can I break news real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
The Yankees just traded for Frankie Montas. A's are sending Montas and Louis Trevino to New York.
Right-handed pitcher.
Yeah.
What? Okay. So you guys get on.
Waiting for the tweet to load right now.
Cool. But I know people want to sit there compare the Roethlisberger and Deshaun Watson. You got to look at the verbiage. Like assault and improper behavior are two totally different things.
Yeah. You can get an erection in a line in a store and they can give you improper behavior. Yeah.
And literally they're both handled differently under the letter of the law. And so I hate how people want to sit there, it's 20, 24, 23. Tony Busby did a fantastic job of making people feel like it's something that is something so small, seem like it's something larger than what it really was. He did a great job as being a lawyer. He did his job. He painted Deshaun Watson as a villain, and people ate it up. Media ate it up. Say what you want, but if you look at the facts of the case, there's no such thing as Deshaun holding the women against her will or false imprisonment or anything like that. But those same things were brought up against Ben Roethlisberger, a false imprisonment held against their will. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, to me, when you start comparing and contrasting those two different cases, to me they're night and day. Rather Ben wasn't convicted, he wasn't convicted.
It's like what I said about the Louis C.K.
But the facts are there, though.
I'm saying it's kind of like that. You know, was he wrong for what he did? Yeah, he was wrong. But I don't think trying to cancel Louis C.K. for what he did, especially after when he was brought to attention, because he thought what he did wasn't bad because he asked for permission.
Yeah, and
they said yes. And so when it was brought to his attention, he changed the behavior. They still try to cancel him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the same with Deshaun. There's nothing that he done about what's called forced There's nothing done when he said he tried to, like you said, false imprisonment. There's
Yeah.
none of those things added to that. So did he expose himself?
Yeah, he definitely exposed himself.
You know what I'm saying? Possibly.
No. He exposed himself.
So my thing is, well, I'm saying, but my thing is that you don't see where it's criminal. It's not enough evidence for them to take it to prosecute. So you saw it already. So that means that there's nothing criminal there.
Mm-hmm.
So why are we making him this villain because he's a kinky man? You know what I'm saying? Now, if he did something like expose himself and they didn't want that, that's wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah, but majority of these cases, we got women going 2, 3, going back, repeat offenders.
Yeah, they're going back over and over again. So my thing is like, if this man is so wrong, why are you coming back? Mm-hmm. And you say, oh, because of the money. Well, then you prioritizing money over your well-being, which speaks to why you filed for class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
You prioritizing money over your well-being.
Yeah. Because if it was so criminal, why only 2 out of 25 plus women, only 2 criminal charges were filed?
Right, Matt. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one thing about our society that's really starting to perturb me, is that people are so quick to emotionally protrude their opinions and their feelings without seeing the facts. And the facts were even laid out there by Tony Busby and the plaintiff team about the actual encounters. Mm-hmm. If you, I mean, anything that we've repeated on this show is because Tony Busby and his team put it out there. Right. And he's the one that's defending the women. And if that's the case, if you read with your 2 eyes that God has given you and use the brain that God has given you, you can understand it. To me, this is a clear cut of a man that was sloppy, being not careful about his sexual encounters, and women took advantage of his celebrity status and his financial status. That's right. My opinion. I don't need everybody to agree with me. There's going to be people that will disagree with what I'm saying. But I'm saying I am basing my opinion.
I say to them like I say about Ohio State, fuck them.
But hey, and that's the case. And sometimes if I gotta go that route, then I will. But I'm saying I'm basing my opinion off of facts that are delivered by Tony Busby and his lawyer team. So right. I'm not basing off my feelings. I'm not basing off my true opinion. I'm basing off facts. And that's why I've always said from the beginning, he should have got 0 game suspension. But the NFL has a policy. They like to protect the shield, as they say. You know, but I get it. And I'm gonna open up this discussion because I know you wanted to get to this, big homie Nick. Is suspending Calvin Ridley for a year? To me, that's egregious. If you're doing that compared to what Deshaun Watson is getting suspended for.
No, because what Ridley got suspended for the league is all about integrity of the game being played. And you cannot have, same reason Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame. Even though they have all these sponsorships with the gambling sites now, it's still in the players' contracts that you cannot gamble on sports. Mm-hmm. So you're protecting the integrity of the game. When you have money, billions of dollars each Sunday being spent on football, you can't have players gambling and having that brought into question. Because if somebody loses a big game and Calvin Ridley drops a pass at the end, you're going to get a fucking lawsuit that says, I'm not paying. I want my money back for this game because a player who's been known for gambling dropped a game-winning touchdown pass and it cost me money. You got to protect the shield in terms of credibility to your product on the field. Calvin Ridley brought into question the product on the field by gambling on his own team. Whether he was playing or not, they gotta bring the hammer down on that because of the fact that you can't have others doing it. Now they know, all right, even if I'm injured and I'm on the IR for the year, I place a bet on my team, I'm going out for at least a year.
And I hear you, but I think my problem is where the NFL is placing importance. At the end of the day, this is a game. women are part of our society, are part of our fabric, or of our lives, and if you bringing the hammer down on gambling the game is far more important than actually punishing those who are doing wrong to women.
Well, let me say this too.
To me, that's a disconnect to me.
Well, no,
it's not
it's
a
like
disconnection because the Ridley is written in black and white. You cannot gamble. So
and that's
something
fine.
that's in a
I get that.
contract, you can strike down with that. This is the gray area now with Watson because we haven't had this before. So it's a gray area. The black and white of the contract says you cannot gamble on the sport. You gamble on the sport, bang. That's easy.
No, I understand that. I'm talking about the punishment. I'm talking about the actual punishment that they're putting precedence of a game higher than protecting our women. That's where I'm finding the disconnect on how the NFL levies punishment.
Because
like you're saying,
you're hoping that the court system and the justice system handles it.
Oh, come on,
Court
and justice system fails every day.
I'm not saying it's the best way, but that's something outside of the game, right? That's not something in the game. That's personal life shit. The Ridley thing is in the game and in the contract. So when that's the gray area again, right? It's not something that immediately affects your contract. It's not something that's immediately in the standard NFL player contract.
That's
Gambling is. You know, when
it's
Josh Gordon got suspended for the weed multiple times, it's because at that time you could not smoke. It was in the contract.
Yeah.
So when it's in black and white and it's in that writing and you sign off on it, you're at the mercy of the league when you fuck up. This is that gray area with Watson. There's never been a precedence for it. We've never had this brought up. You know, when LT was getting hookers and coke sent to his room by the Redskins the night before the game, the girls all went willingly. so there's never been.
They knew what was up. They knew what was up. No. You bring up a fair point because I think that's probably where I was getting the.
And I'm not a lawyer, so I can't. That's all I can really.
Oh no.
That's just the reason why.
No, it makes sense, and I think that's where I was getting the disconnect. Is you're saying, you know, pretty much this is more football related with strictly the NFL, and this is dealing with societal issues that are off the field, off the court. And I think that's where sometimes, you know, some people and in that moment, I'm finding a hard time finding the line. Where's the line at? Like where do you say, oh, no.
Usually in LT's room.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, where's the line at? Like, this is strictly NFL football related, and we're punishing from what you're doing and being a disturbance to our product off the field. And I think that sometimes where the line gets confused and it can happen. But I'm just, you know, it's at the end of the day, I just wish the NFL would be more consistent with the punishment. Be more. I don't know if they need to come up with a punishment tree or something. You know, if you do something certain this.
It's too many black people in the NFL. We're talking about trees and punishment trees.
Man, shut up, fool! I'm talking about like a level,
I'm just saying. Let's make that clear.
Like a punishment pyramid or something. Like,
all right, use a better word. Don't say tree.
It's very difficult to rule on that when it's outside the scope and the realm of the game, right? And that's where we're at with Watson. You know, if he did it with a cheerleader, then you're within the scope of the game and you can rule as a league. You don't have to go to a mediator outside. And fuck Sue Robinson. How fuck you only give 6 games as a female? That's a different topic for a different day, I guess.
Well, no. Let's talk about it. I think she you got to remember, she's a former prosecutor.
A what? A former what?
Prosecutor.
Prosecutor, not prostitute.
Oh, you glitched. I thought you said prostitute.
No, sir. She's a former prosecutor.
I don't know. She may be both.
I heard the pros and then the glitch. And I went, what? The wonders.
And so you got to understand, she's thinking with a factual mind. Like, I need to make a ruling by what's given to me as what's factual and not based off of feelings and emotions. And so, you know, I think she gave the suspension down as in, hey, you know, is it behavior that is not a good light for the NFL? Obviously, it's not. So he will have to deal with some punishment there, but punishing him for something that's,
Thanks,
you
Matt.
know, there's really nothing outside the scope that he's done anything illegal. So me personally, I don't like the ruling at all. He should have got none, but I mean, it is what it is. But let's look at this from the football standpoint. So 6 games.
Mm-hmm.
They open up the Browns.
They're at Carolina. Then they got the Jets, Steelers, Falcons,
Chargers,
Patriots.
They come off 500.
That's off the top of my head.
They come off 500.
Hey, I told y'all this before when they made the trade for Baker. They had to know what kind of idea of what he was going to get suspended. Otherwise, you don't make that move to trade Baker.
Can I make a prediction right now?
Go ahead.
42 minutes into the show, Mel, capture this video and share this opening week when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
If Baker is starting the game and Baker throws a touchdown, someone on the Panthers is going to come up behind him, give him a massage, and then he's going to point and laugh at the Browns sideline and run back to the sideline. Quote me now. That will be the Baker touchdown celebration.
He's petty enough to do it.
Someone's going to lay down in the end zone, and they're going to give like a team massage on the back. It's going to be some petty
He's
shit.
petty enough to do
I
it.
am here for it. I cannot wait to
He's
leave
petty
the
enough to do it.
show Monday afternoon with that.
Hey, but guess what? Baker Mayfield ain't good enough to get in the end zone, so it ain't gonna happen. Got to get there first. No, so at Carolina, home against the Jets, home against the Steelers, at Atlanta, home against the Chargers, home against the Patriots. I mean, that's a real favorable schedule to be without Deshaun Watson for 6 games.
Yeah, I think they can come out at least 500 on that.
I think they might come out 4-2.
I'm just saying.
If not 5-1.
Yeah, but I'm saying at the very least.
At worst,
at the very least,
3-3. Yeah, at worst.
Yeah, at the very least, yeah. So they good. They good. And they got a favorable schedule for the first games.
Hey, Anthony, you're right. I'm about to be on my fantasy team going like, yo, give me Nick Chubb or give me Kareem Hunt because they'll
be running. They about to turn around, hand off. And Josh Rosen starting too?
No, it'll be Jacoby Brissett. No, you don't start Josh Rosen.
What's the difference?
I mean, it's slightly better than Jacoby. It's slightly better. I mean, just slightly. I ain't saying
you got
a
fever 107 and fever 106. I mean, you still sick. You still sick.
You still sick, but that 106, I'm closer to being back to normal than that 107, bro. Hey, you gotta find 2 cone pick this one, dog. I mean, look, it's you not, like you said, you being right. I mean, you being right, you correct. It's not that much of a difference, but I'd rather go with Jacoby Brissett on the center than Josh.
Find out who can hand the ball off better. That's all you need to know.
Hey, are you good at handing the ball off? What about you?
Right.
We're seeing is that Jacoby Brissett handed the ball off to Jonathan Taylor for at least a year in Indy. I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna go with him. He got practice. He got some good practice. But I mean, going to Carolina, that should be a dog fight. The Jets coming in town. That's not a cupcake, but you get the advantage of being at home. Steelers, by the way, who were talking about that Mason Rudolph looks like the offensive coordinator said that Mason Rudolph might be the front runner.
I saw that.
But
how you draft for Mitch and then he get beat out by and you get beat out. Well, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying the fact that you draft him thinking that's going to be your starter.
Cody Pickett.
Well, I was talking about Mitch.
Oh, would they bring him in as a free agent?
Yeah, too. They brought in Trubisky. They got Rudolph and Pickett. So when you got 3 quarterbacks, you got none.
Yeah.
Simple, but it's a fair. It's a one-sentence synopsis of what the fucking Steelers are doing.
It's fair. You go to Atlanta. Obviously, you don't know what Atlanta's going to be. They had a terrible season last year.
And they're going to be terrible again.
And you both get Chargers and Patriots at home. Obviously, we did the AFC East preview last week. We're not thinking
4
highly
of
of
the
the
first
Patriots.
6 are at home. Is the league trying to help them a bit? Who else in the league has 4 of their first 6 at home?
The Lions.
Do they?
Yeah, they got most of their games at home. Which is odd.
It's
Well, they're beyond help. Never mind.
I mean, football wise, take away the whole, the actual other part of Deshaun Watson's case. Football wise, the Browns they're not in a terrible situation.
Fan of the year, Anthony. IOW Fan of the Year award right there. August 1st, opening day for Pop Warner in high school football. And Anthony Price is already locked up the IOW Fan of the Year award.
Man, Anthony high, nigga. Anthony high.
Hey, look. I'm not gonna put it past him. Hey, look.
Yeah, I mean, it can happen. It can happen.
No, but I'm saying, like, we've all been high on the Jets, and not just because Nick is a Jets fan. I think I've been high on the Jets because they had a fantastic draft.
That's on the Wacko. Hey, that's on the Wacko. Watch him is high.
hey, I mean, I said it on the show. The Jets at least get 8 or 9 wins this year. So,
they did well. They did well in the draft, and I like their coach, man. So
I think. No, I was happy this dude walked away from a car accident. This is the fucking
Hey, you should have told him
my boy's okay, and now I'm like, God damn, he's okay.
Like, motherfucker, I hope the deer would have hooved your ass. Motherfucking son of a bitch. Oh, but no, crazy.
I still love that Mel hit a female and he's telling us it's a deer.
Hey, that's what he said.
She trying to run away.
Trying to get away, and I was like,
she's trying to get away. So you got that drug in your system. I gotta hit you.
Run from your problems, but you can't run from Mel.
Just crazy question. So, we actually kind of talked about it. Let's move on because there was a few holdouts. 3 big names. Now 4 big names. But 3 of them have since either signed an extension or franchise tags. So Orlando Brown Jr. for Kansas City Chiefs left tackle. We've already discussed his contract situation, but he ended his held out. Reported today to training camp and signed his franchise tag tender for $16.5 million or something of that nature. Look, me as a Chiefs fan, I'm glad he's back. I still think that him and his agent made a weird decision to turn down top earner money for his position, but it is what it is.
We all do stupid stuff.
Yeah, we all do stupid stuff. But look, it's smart on his end because you need to justify why you turn down that money and why you want more. So you can't do it if you don't show up and be ready for the regular season. So hey, if you say you worth like top left tackle money and not just for 3 years, but for 4 or 5 years. Hey, this to me, this is his make it or break it season. As in, this is going to be the I'm the standard of what the pay should be for left tackles. So he needs to have a huge year.
Did you put that star? Oh, you bookmarked.
No, yeah.
I saw Anthony's comment. It's fantastic.
I don't know. Look, what the heck is that? Is that a cop? A Dallas Cowboy? Is that?
No.
Appreciation,
like a
knowledge from our chat. Our chat brings knowledge, and I just wanted to Anthony and put a star next to his comment.
No. So
this might be the last time we talk positively about the Jets all year, so I'm going to absorb this shit right
now. No. I highly doubt that.
No, honestly, though, I really think we're going to say some good things about the Jets this year, man.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of good talk about this year.
I mean,
I'm going in with the negative mindset for once, and good things can happen. I'm going in with 0 expectations. No playoff talk, no double-digit win talk. I'm just going to enjoy the ride this year.
So how smart of it, fellas, do y'all think it was smart for Orlando Brown to go ahead and report the training camp?
Say that again.
No, I'm saying how do you feel about how smart it was or not smart for Orlando Brown to report the training camp? Good idea, bad idea? Should have.
Reporting and participating are 2 different things. Is he participating?
Oh yeah, he's in there. He's participating.
Okay, because Derwin James wasn't, Debo, Metcalf, all these guys were there, but weren't.
And it's funny you say that. Those all 3 guys we're actually going to discuss.
And it's, I mean, you're gonna have to pay this year. You turned down the contract. you got to go play now. You're not getting another contract. The deadline passed for the franchise tag. So you got to play as is this season. You turned down the contract at the deadline. You got to go participate. How are you going to stay home? You chose to turn that down.
So the NFL got no call yesterday? Posse.
Did you see AJ Brown's tweet, Lamar?
No.
He said about the receivers, the four of us all wanted new contracts. I'm the only one that got dealt. How am I the bad guy in Tennessee? He's right.
He's got a point.
Tennessee chose not to pay him. Tennessee chose to ship him.
Yeah, they chose to trade him instead of paying him.
Metcalf got his deal. Debo got $500,000 more. You see the petty shit now, right? If you sign first, the next guy is going to go right above you because his agent's going to say, if you appreciate our guy more than him, we want $500,000 more. The Debo contract, he can get up to $680,000 a year extra if he runs for 380 yards. So even though, remember at the end of the last season, he was saying he didn't want the running back carries.
Yes, he'd be running.
He wanted to get paid extra if he did it.
So, well, I mean, I don't blame him. If you got me, if you got me, like I could make a case for Travis Kelce, that he should get paid as a wide receiver instead of a tight end because they line him up outside
Andrews,
a lot,
right? Same with Andrews.
Yeah. So like, if you're gonna, and to an extent, I can understand why Le'Veon Bell wanted the contract he did a few years ago. I mean, he was the second receiver on the team, second leading receiver.
They line him up outside. Outside. I'm like, so yeah, they use him as a receiver all the time.
And they use him as a receiver all the time. And so let me speak. Let me ask you this, Nick. As a coach, you start lining up a guy in multiple positions. Now, does that change your thought processes about how I should line this guy up because this guy's going to want money in both positions?
If a president, go ahead.
Well, I've had the luxury of not having to worry about contracts coaching Pop Warner.
Well, yeah.
And at that level, guys play both sides of the ball, so they all play multiple positions, right? You try not to take your best guys off the field except for like water breaks.
Yeah.
But when you're looking at it at the NFL, it's the value of the wide receivers going up and the value of the running back is declining. So you're going to see more of this. It's Debo might just be the first, but you're going to see, and don't forget all the guys, the money in the wide receivers now, less talented guys are going to be playing cornerbacks. They're going to go for offense because that's where the pay is right now because that's how the league wanted it, right? They structured their rules after the Ty Law mugging of Marvin Harrison in the playoff game. The league said we're not going to allow that. So it's you're going to see more talent on offense, and it's gonna equate to this. You guys going to be working it into their contract. Their second contracts. Where if you're going to
this comment's for you, Lamar.
Kind of generic. Your second contract is where you kind of control it as the player, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I think I'll get to Anthony's comment in a second, but I just think it I don't know if it would harpen a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator's mindset on how I should use this guy because he's going to want money. But I think coaches are they're going to coach. They're like, I want my best guy to play, and I'm going to put him in the best position.
My thing is, I don't think it's going to affect the way your coach thinks until there's a actual precedent set for it. Just because a few players saying it hasn't set precedents. When they start getting paid because of that, that's when the mindset will probably change. Which I think would be bad for the league.
Well, yeah, because it's going to be about the business part because it's not going to be about the game part because coaches coach, GMs GM, and owners own, and coaches they're not thinking about I shouldn't use Debo Samuel in the running back position for 30% of his total plays this year because the front office is going to have to pay him for the running back part.
Right.
Or they're not thinking nothing about that. They're thinking,
what's the best way?
Best way to use a great player to win.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of people probably don't understand the Brian Flores Dolphins situation. They were just at odds, you know. Things between the front office and the coach when they're at odds. There's not a lot that's going to come out until it's reported,
Right.
And so I think when you're dealing with coaches who just want to put the best player in positions to win, they're not thinking of nothing about that. But I have heard that, hey, somebody, a GM was send a messenger like, hey, man, tell him to take that motherfucker out, man. He's reaching a contract point where he playing too many plays. Like, tell him to sit his ass down. You know what I'm saying? I've heard of that. You know, and that's just the NFL. But of course, this is NFL. You know, and I think that's what sometimes the business part fucks up the actual football part.
Right.
And so I think that's kind of where you're at on that, Bill. So,
yeah.
But to bring up your point, Anthony, come on, man. Taysom Hill's a bum. I don't even want to.
That's why I said this for Lamar.
And damn, he man, Taysom Hill is Tim Tebow 2.0, just slightly more athletic than Tim Tebow. Swiss Army knife, that dude. No.
Swiss Army knife.
Little off topic, but this is me right now as a Yankee fan.
I'm Millie Rock on every block. Hey.
They just got Benintendi. They got Frankie Montas, Lou Trevino, and Scott Efros from the Cubs 25 minutes ago. So they got a new starter for Gallo. They got a new arm in the rotation, and then they got 2 arms for the bullpen. So you got to give Cashman credit, man. He addressed all the major concerns right now.
Hey, y'all said y'all took a swing at Ohtani too. Boy, I'd have lost my mind at y'all when don't hate on Tim Tebow. No, I'm gonna hate on Tim Tebow. Trash, dookie, basura, garbage, whatever language you say trash. That's what he was in all kind of different languages. As long as it equals trash, that describes Tim Tebow. But look, Deebo Samuel earned his
the man's trash could be the Lord's treasure.
No.
The Lord sees goodness in everybody, including Tim Tebow. We got a Tebow reference in the last 20 minutes from the chat.
Wait, hold on. Greatest college quarterback? Come on now.
He was a good college. He was a good college
conversation for college.
Yeah, he's in the conversation. Yeah,
you can knock him in the NFL all you want.
Yeah,
the numbers he put up in college, man,
ridiculous.
You can't shit.
You got to give him his props for college, man. You do. You have to give him his props.
Look at the college. Do not look at the NFL. Do not look at anything.
Man, Cole Brennan put up better numbers than Tebow, bro. I ain't doing that.
Cole Brennan was a great college quarterback. It doesn't translate to the NFL. It translates to your conference. It translates to what you do in that system.
Cole Brennan was a beast. He used to kill it in Hawaii, bro.
Oh, we're gonna have to do a college football show one day.
When it come up, it's coming up.
I mean, Cole Brennan, I could think of college quarterback. Man, I take Matt Leinart over Tim Tebow in college.
I take Tebow a liner, man. I take Tebow.
No, oh hell no.
Yeah, I take Tebow a liner.
Boy, Matt Leinart was dropping dimes when he was in the quarterback.
Reggie Bush was a good NFL player too.
Leinart was a better pure passer in college, but when you look at the statistics, very few people all time match up with Tim Tebow. Very few.
Oh, it's great when you got nothing but damn NFL players around you on that whole Gators team.
Some alive, some dead.
some great civil people and some murderous. But you know,
we talking about Miami now.
I mean, Tim Tebow could hang 70 on you, and Aaron Hernandez could just hang. Thank you. I shall see myself out. Good day to all.
Cole Brennan win a national title. If he was with that damn roster in Florida, he would have won some national titles. Don't do that.
I think Aaron Hernandez was threatening other teams.
See, MJ, see, this is what we not
doing. Let Tebow throw it to me. I'll kill you.
I know you're a Gator boy.
I just gave Aaron Hernandez the OJ voice.
See, I get it. MJ, you a Gator boy. It's all right. You're gonna show your bias to Tim Tebow. It's okay.
I'm not a Gator fan, but I think Tebow was a great. Yeah, he's a Florida Gator guy.
I know he's Arizona. I didn't know he was a Gator guy too.
Yeah, you know.
Come on, you know, Matt just a fan of any and everything that brings some kind of symbolic.
I hate Florida with all my
man.
George
will fuck your brain up.
It's arguable that Tim Tebow is the greatest college player ever.
Yeah, I think so. I think
greatest college player ever.
Well, listen to what Nick prefaced by saying it's arguable.
No, it's not just stats, bro. You can like. Here's my thing. You
pull the stats in the greatest conference we've ever seen. It's not like he's doing it at Hawaii,
bro. Stop that, because that SEC was not the SEC of it is today, where Bama is being dominant and all that, and you got a Georgia, and you got a good.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, we're literally Vanderbilt is the only trash team in the SEC. Like that SEC was not like that, like it was when Tebow and them was there. Come on, man. I mean, stop, man. We get it. You love Florida Gators, and you'll say any and everything to make them look good. But greatest college player ever. Like, did you not see Reggie Bush play?
I think you can make an argument.
Link me in 5 minutes.
Reggie wasn't even the main running back on his team. Lendell White was. You're going by flash. I'm talking substance. And there's the first time we're using it for football this year. Welcome back, baby. Reggie Bush. When you look at Reggie Bush didn't have all 4 years. He wasn't the main.
Wait, so you're knocking him for being good enough to go out in a draft in his junior year because he didn't play all 4 years?
I'm gonna pull it up right now. I know Lendell White led the team in carries. Reggie was the weapon. Lendell White was the running back. Reggie was like a Debo, like a Tyreek Hill.
First of all, both Lendell White and Reggie Bush 8. Let's be honest about that. Both of them 8. They both got their stats. They both got their carries. They both had their impact. I just think a lot of people forget about Lendell White because Reggie Bush was so dynamic and he had the Sports Center highlights. But Lendell White was just as important. But I'm not going to say
3 years for Reggie. 521 his freshman year, 908 his sophomore year, 1740 his junior year. That's
1740.
Yeah, he only had 38 total college touchdowns in 3 years. Barry Sanders shits on that. You can't even put Reggie Bush anywhere near. You want to talk about Barry Sanders as a running back as potentially one of the greatest college players ever? We could do that. But I can't put Reggie Bush up there as one of the
Yeah, but you're still basing off of just stats, bro, and not everything's about stats.
But not everything's about where you get drafted off of talent. You have to produce in college to be labeled one of the best college players.
No, stop, Nick. You get drafted in the NFL because you show potential that you can be one of the greatest.
In the NFL.
Not just based
in
off
the NFL.
Not based off of just
produce
stats.
in college to be on the argument of the greatest college players ever. Archie Griffin had 2 Heisman trophies. He's better than Reggie Bush as a college player.
Oh, wow.
I won't say nothing.
You got to
Ohio
eliminate
State.
anything you know about where they were drafted or what they did in the NFL, and you have to.
I'm not basing off what they did in the NFL. I'm talking college football with you.
And you're saying Reggie Bush is a better college player than Barry Sanders or Archie Griffin?
Did I say that? Is that what I said?
I'm asking because you said Bush is
I know about what Archie Griffin did in the college. I know about what Barry Sanders did.
Before Mel says it, fuck Ohio State. We know.
Fuck Ohio State.
If you're not even the best at your position all time, how can you?
I didn't say he was.
But you saying you make the argument for Reggie Bush is the greatest college player of all time over Tebow? How can you make that argument? He's not even one of the best top 5 running backs in college history. Ron Dayne had a better college. Ricky Williams had a better college. Barry Sanders had a better college.
And that's fine.
Bo Jackson.
Fine. At the end of the day, it's all going to be subjective. But to me, Tim Tebow had the luxury of damn near great players all around him. Who cares about Florida? Florida.
I like that you said "fluck" and you put the L from Florida in the You said "fluck" Florida. All right, Daffy Duck. Succotash. Fluck Florida.
But no.
But back to the original, the original thing, man. You have to consider, and like Nick did say, and I don't stick up for Nick more often.
This is very true. So I'm very interested in hearing this.
He did preface his statement by saying it's arguably you can argue the fact that he is one of the best college players in college history, and that's an argument. You can argue that. If you look
I didn't say you couldn't argue that. I'm not putting.
I'm saying, but that's what Nick said. But that's what Nick said. Nick said that's an argument. You can argue the fact that he is, as he went on and said, "Fuck Tebow." I'm like,
yeah, fuck Tebow. But I'm making the argument that he's not the greatest. I'm not saying you.
Okay, but I'm saying, but that's what Nick
make an argument that he is. I think.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what Nick was saying. You know, now I'm getting back to my original thing. Fuck Nick. Okay, now go ahead.
Valid.
No, but I think that Tebow was a great college player, and I'm not a Tebow fan. I'm not.
You might not like the project. You might not like his mechanics, his arm.
Yeah,
turned out to be in the NFL. The fact that
but Florida, when he was playing, Florida was on top. When he was playing, Florida was on top.
Yeah, but
it took a good leader to lead that fucking team of misfits, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but
we agree.
I mean, Percy Harvin on that team too.
Percy Harvin was on that team too. Yeah, Percy Harvin was a beast, dog. Percy Harvin was a beast, dog. Percy Harvin don't get enough credit for how great he was on that team. Percy Harvin,
man, they had a squad, bro. You have to give Tebow his props, man.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, of course you damn near gonna. It's like every year when you see an Alabama and an Ohio State quarterback look good because they got fucking All-Americans around them. Let's act like Tebow went to it like the wackest school in the world. Like he's loaded with damn All-Americans around him. Like do that shit when you got nothing but scrubs.
I say no argument is fact.
I'll give Tebow his props. He was a great college quarterback. He was. Was he the greatest? No.
Was he a great college
player? He was a great college player.
And he won a national championship.
He wasn't the greatest college player.
You can.
Are you saying player or quarterback? Which one are you saying? Are you saying both?
Player or quarterback? He'll get his props as being a great college player. He'll get his props for being a great college quarterback. But in my humble opinion, which is my opinion, he's not the greatest college quarterback. He's not the greatest college player. I mean, it's all subjective, just as if people saying LeBron's the GOAT and MJ isn't, and MJ's the GOAT and LeBron isn't. It's always going to be subjective. I mean, but you're going to have people like MJ who loves Florida, and he's always going to say, no matter what, hell or high water, it's Tim Tebow. You know, it is what it is.
You got to admit, this is impressive. 48-7 in 3 years as a starter in the SEC. We all agree the greatest football conference. Even when he played, it was still the best football conference in the country, even though it's not that two-team elite, Georgia, Alabama, like it's been recently, and then LSU snuck in that 1 year. Overall, the SEC has been the best conference. National championship, Heisman Trophy winner, 5 NCAA records, 14 SEC records, and 28 University of Florida records. He's got everything that you would need to argue his all-time greatness at the position of quarterback. Now, we'll stick with just quarterback, right? We'll take out all the other positions for now. Find me a college quarterback that matches up with those numbers. National championship, Heisman Trophy, the record. I mean, when you're looking at what he did, granted, the team was good, right? You're going to win games. Your team's got to be good.
They better win games with all that talent that was on their team. If they don't, there's something wrong with it.
We can't shit on that, but find me somebody else that can put out what I just read.
And that's fine. But I'm saying, I don't live just by stats just because some writers who never played college football gives a guy an award. Like, that's fine. Win all the awards you want, have the records, cool. But my thing is like, I use my eyes. And not everything was so great about Tim Tebow, especially when you're surrounded by.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this though. Are you saying because of his mechanics and how he looked? Because there's a lot of I argue a lot. I hated Bird because the way when I was growing up. First of all, I was a Pistons fan. Plus, I thought.
But then once
let me finish.
But I'm saying, once you took the bias out, you saw that Larry Bird was a baller.
But it took me to come out of like once he retired and started really looking back at him, I thought Bird looked nasty the way he played. I thought Magic looked nasty the way he played. I didn't like the way Magic looked. You know what I'm saying? So my bias was based on the way they looked. You know, the mechanics, Magic, all that. I thought that was nasty looking to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? But once I kind of step out of it and look back into it, I said, okay, I see what Magic did. I see what Bird did. So going back to Tebow, it's because it's the way because he don't have the smooth mechanics. You know, he don't have that jump ball throw, and all that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna simplify it like this. Do y'all think Tom Brady is the GOAT at quarterback?
He's the winningest quarterback.
Thank you. He's the winningest quarterback. I feel the same way about Tim Tebow. There's people that I can say that have better talent than Tebow, better mechanics, played the game better than him, but I will give Tebow his credit. He was the greatest college winner. It's the same way I feel about Brady. I can name quarterbacks. I can name quarterbacks that are better than Tom Brady at playing quarterback, but they don't win like Tom Brady. To me, it's in the same breath.
That's a good argument. I give you that.
To me, it's in the same breath.
White boy with the hat backwards. Go ahead.
I am not participating in this conversation because I will never go to bat to Tom Brady.
I knew that shit was coming. God damn it.
To Anthony's point, I can't speak that.
Let me let you.
I can't really speak to that without having the stats in front of me. You know, based on what it looked like, I can't speak to that until I have stats in front of me. Between Bo and Barry, where 24/7 Sports has in Tebow out of 50 players is the only quarterback in the top 10.
And that's fine, Anthony. That's fine. And that's fine. 24/7 Sports, they got a job to do too, based off opinions.
Anthony, you might not like this. I can't even put Bo in the top 10 of college running backs of all time. He doesn't have the numbers. You could say his talent was elite, absolutely, but his college production is not there.
To me, it's Barry Sanders is going to be the best college.
Bo Jackson in his 4 years at Auburn, 829, 1213, 475, and 1786. He's nowhere near. Go look at Ron Dane, Ricky Williams, Barry Sanders. I'm sure there's others that I'm forgetting, but those are the top 3 dogs of all time in college. I'll pull it while you guys are talking about whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I mean interesting comments because I don't even think we were supposed to. We was on them talking about people holding out and shit. Because I did want to speak on that because
go ahead.
So here's my thing about Derwin James holding out. And he wants his money and he wants to be paid.
I want my money. I want it now.
Yeah, but here's my thing. He's only played 3 seasons out of eligible 4. He's missed a whole season in 2020. He's missed a big chunk of season in 2019. And he wants top safety dollars. And I'm like, just like the 4 years you've been eligible to play in the league, you missed a year and a half of it. I understand the reason for your holdout because you want the money. But as a team, I'm like, I can't pay you, bro. You did out of 4 years since we drafted you, you've only played, you missed a year and a half of it. Why would I give you top safety dollars? I mean, and don't get me wrong, I understand the full difference of having Derwin James healthy and on the field than it is not having him. Because Derwin James is
who backed him up?
What for the Chargers? I'm not sure who backs him up, but I do know that when Derwin James is 100% healthy and he's on the field, he's a huge difference to that defense. But you done missed a year and a half out of 4 years that we drafted you, bro. Like, give me more consistency and durability, then I'll pay you top dollar. I got no issue with it. But it's not like he's only a year removed from missing the whole 2020 campaign. He played majority of last year, but like you're only a year removed from that. So
okay, based on his last year performance, what would you pay him?
I don't pay him right now. He still got 1 more year left on his rookie deal. I'll pick up that 5th-year option, but I'm not paying you. You know what I'm saying? Now, Anthony, he got that contract before he got hurt.
Yeah,
Christian McCaffrey got
signed
paid.
it.
Yeah, that's when he started getting hurt.
Signed it. His legs went.
Yeah. So those are two different things.
He didn't even dot the I in Christian yet, and his legs.
he broke his wrist trying to write his name, bro. That's what happened. So I mean, to me, those are two different situations, Anthony. But I can understand with the Chargers they're not in a rush to sign them. But my thing is, it does no good for Darwin James to keep holding out and not participating in training camp. You're not getting ready for the season. I mean, I get it. You want your money, but you got to understand the business part. How can I sit there and have all faith in giving you this type of top money at safety, and you haven't even 100% proved to me that you're going to be able to be durable for the length of that contract? I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. DK Metcalf, on the other hand, he's produced for Seattle. I can understand paying him. I probably wouldn't give him that much money. I mean, I feel like
he won't be producing no more.
Well, that's the thing. I think his production is going to go down with Russ not being there.
Definitely.
And not only that, is just, I've seen DK Metcalf disappear in games, man, with Russell at quarterback. So, I get it. You part of that next class of wide receivers that wants to get paid. Hey, I ain't mad at you. Get your money. I'm pro player. Get your money.
Yeah,
but I'm looking at the business wise. I'm like,
I mean, like with the Darwin James thing, as a player, like you said, get your money. From a business standpoint, you negotiate in that contract or in the talks that, I'll pay you this. And then once this year you can prove that you stay healthy, we'll come back to the table and I pay, and we can redo it. And I think that's a fair point. You pay them something. You pay them something.
Oh,
you pay them something that'll keep them happy. But at the same time, you put in, hey, look, based on what we've seen, I'm saying, here's what we want to do. We'll pay you this, and you show me that you can stay healthy.
We'll come back. Yeah,
we'll come back. Because it's like you on this injured thing all the time. And then just go from there. Yeah. If I'm from a business standpoint, like I said, if I'm the team, I'm looking at it differently if I'm a player. If I'm a player, I'm going in trying to get my money.
Oh, of course.
I don't care if I ain't played in 3 years. I'm trying to get my money. You know what I'm saying? I'll get all I can.
Oh, where my money at?
Right. You do got my check, right? Shoot. I ain't been fired from jobs. So I'll be like, I'm gonna get my check, right? I'm sure let's get my check. I don't care how I got fired. It wasn't for the country because I was gonna mail mine. I'd be nothing got my check. I'd be like, I'm coming to get my check. You better put him in the office or something. I'm coming to get my check.
Come get paid, dog.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. But so I don't blame him as a player. You know what I'm saying? Get your money back from a business standpoint. I look at it from what's I'm gonna pay you. Mm-hmm. Somewhere in the middle. Somewhere the highest player is paid, and then but not quite as the lowest safety in his position. Somewhere in the middle, I'll pay him that and say here with some incentives built into it, and then next year is what I'll pay you. So we negotiate next year based on what you look like, healthy and all that stuff. And I think that's fair.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You add those incentives in there. His contract could be a little higher than what the base is anyway. Yeah. And those incentives be based on him not getting hurt and stuff like that. So you can kind of do those kind of things where both of y'all can be happy.
Hey, I'm not mad at that because you got to find a way to, because he is a great talent. There's no debate about Darwin James' talent at safety position. He's a game changer when he's healthy and he's out there on the field, period. So I think there's no debate about that. I think it's just that you got to find a way to make both sides as happy as possible as they could possibly be. I mean, you're not gonna make everybody totally happy, but hey,
that's not gonna happen.
But I mean, I agree with you. Like, hey, Darwin, this is what we concerned about. Look, I'll give you this because of the talent that you are, and because of what you mean to us, we'll give you this. And we'll come back next year. All right. We'll come back next year and we'll pretty much, we'll have a different conversation hopefully next year. Hopefully next year you've already shown that, hey, I've been staying healthy 2 years in a row. I've been playing and producing for you guys 2 years in a row. I like, then you can say, all right, okay, Darwin, we hear you. Here's your money. That makes more sense. And I think that's what sucks about the business part of the NFL is you have to look at it as a business. You can't. You
got to, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what everything. That's even going back to what Nick was saying. What did I say? You think the Titans can sign AJ Brown because of Ryan Tannehill cap hit this year?
That might be part of it.
That could be part of it. Let me put up just in case people look at it and see what he's saying.
That might be part of it, Anthony. I also think that the Titans also, I think they overpaid for Ryan Tannehill. And it's not a diss on Ryan Tannehill. I think
it is for me.
Well, no,
we overpaid for him.
Well, no, because I'm not gonna trash Ryan Tannehill because he was putting up good numbers. But the only problem is that you're looking for the consistency on that, and then when you get what he did in the playoffs last year, people are already going to be like, see, should have paid Derrick Henry.
Man, Ryan Tannehill is the reason the limit law is existent. Real. Real.
Tannehill's like Kirk Cousins, though. You keep shitting on him, but he puts up.
Oh my God! I had to bring Kirk Cousins, man. Just go stick with Tannehill.
No. Trying to segue into the Vikings.
No. You are right, Nick. He's
not elite. He's never going to be a world beater.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but he's not as consistent as Kirk, though. He's not as consistent as Kirk, though.
Correct, but Kirk's a little bit better than him. But Tannehill and Kirk are two guys that I put in the same category.
Thanks, Matt.
Because they haven't played poor enough where it's an immediate call to lose their job.
Yeah.
I also think the rest of the team isn't as great around them. But it's a tough argument because they play well. They put up the numbers. They're consistent. They're always there. But they don't have that spectacular part about them that's going to make them win the conference. You know what I mean? Like a lot of other things have to be right in order for them to win the conference.
Here's another thing Anthony to ponder on too. You got to pay Derrick Henry at some point in time. And I think that's why you probably move off of AJ Brown as well, because you already paid Tannehill. You're going to have to pay Derrick Henry at some point in time. Because what they did, franchise him?
I think so.
So and then look, I know in the day and the age where you normally don't pay running backs, you pay Derrick Henry.
It goes back to the old thing we say about
No, that's fine, Nick. That's fine. You may not, but I am, because Derrick Henry is one of one.
You had the foot injury last year. I'm not giving you big time money because normally we all know once running backs get that one leg injury, it's very difficult for them to maintain what they were. We've seen it happen time and time again. Curtis Martin never got hurt. Curtis Martin got one injury, boom, dropped right off the face of the earth.
Look,
I'm not giving $15 million to a running back ever.
I mean, I understand your reasoning for it, but Derrick Henry is an anomaly. Derrick Henry is not your typical running back. I get he had the foot injury last year. I get it.
Oh, he got a second contract. He got a 4-year, $50 million contract in July of 2020.
Oh, okay.
Who is that, Derrick?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they franchised him last year or something like that. When they decided to give him a.
He got 4-year, $50 million with a $12 million signing bonus, $25.5 million guaranteed, and an average annual salary of $12.5 in July of 2020.
Yep,
so
and
this would be his third season on that contract.
If I was him, I'd say to my agent, debt that shit. That's one of the worst contracts for his style of running back. That's peanuts. That's peanuts. The Titans got
4 years ago. I mean,
that's peanuts, bro.
Or 3 years ago, I should say. I ain't bad.
That is peanuts.
Shouldn't pay a running back more than that because one thing happened. A lineman gets hurt. That running back season can go to shit. Too many things have to be right for the running back to succeed. I agree with everything you're saying about the one of one, but once you get that one leg injury, man, red flag for me, bro. I've seen it with too many running backs throughout the years. One leg injury,
and I hear you. Curtis Martin ain't nowhere close to the physical freak that Derrick Henry is.
Agreed, but Curtis Martin was the epitome of consistency and always being there and putting up 1,000-yard seasons. Him and Barry are the only two ever to put up 10,000-yard seasons in a row to start a career. So, but once he got hurt, it was true face of the earth, man. Couldn't cut no more, couldn't do nothing. And we don't know what Henry's going to be this year yet, right? The Titans are in a good spot. It's year 3 of a contract.
Henry,
you can get out of it next year with. You can get out of the if Henry, for some reason, another leg injury, you can get out of the contract after this year with only $3 million dead, or you could trade him to somebody like the Buccaneers, who love bringing in guys who are late in their career, right? And then get a haul for him.
Damn, you would really move him? You would move Derrick Henry,
a running back in year 7 or 8. If he doesn't do Derrick Henry shit this year, yes.
Even if he do, now I would say this: even if he do Derrick Henry shit this year, I'll move him next year anyway.
Dude, my philosophy with running backs in the NFL, I'm drafting one every 4 years. I'm putting a second round, third round pick into a running back every 4 years. I am never signing you to a second contract. I am always going to keep that rookie contract for the running back, because as the Denver Broncos have showed for the last 30 years, it doesn't matter when the hell you're drafted or if you're drafted at all. It's about the line and the scheme in front of you. Fuck that. Never. I will put $450,000 into my starting running back year after year. And
my man only played 8 games and almost rushed for 1,000 yards last year, bro.
Oh, I hear you.
Where do you see? But I'm saying, where do you see shit like that at? He did that at 27. Where do you see shit like that? That a guy plays 8 games and almost hits 1,000 yards. You don't see that.
To counter that, I would say this. Part of what Nick said, and plus this part right here. When he went out, the backup running back did just as well.
No, as a team, the Titans still did well.
But he wasn't doing Derrick Henry type stuff.
They did not have a featured running back, as in just one guy doing all the damage after Derrick Henry went out. That was a team effort.
Still, you still did well with what you had.
Yeah, I get it. But
you look at it like this. Look at it like this, man. If next year, say this year he balls out, that next year you probably get money for him. You move him, bring a new talent, and keep rolling with it. So I don't have a problem with Nick said.
No. I don't have a problem with it. But I'm saying here's where I agree with Nick at, because
it's too much agreeing with Nick on this show.
Well, I know.
We
got to do something, bro.
I feel like I'm on a hidden camera show.
No, because you're right. In the NFL, once you hit 30 years old as a running back, if you lucky that you still might be on the same team that drafted you, or
I mean, and I'm looking at his carries now too.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't the man the first 2 years. I think CJ was still there, right?
No, DeMarco Murray and
was. I forgot about DeMarco Murray.
His rookie year, he only had 110. Second year, 176. Then it went 215, 303, 378, and last year 219. So he's had 1,400 carries. He's had 94 catches. So he's around 1,500 hits, right? Tackles in his career. The red flag for running back has been about 1,800 tackles. So this year he's going to hit like that mark, that 1,800 to 2,000 hits is when they say that running backs really start to decline. The studies show. Now, we all know Derrick Henry is a different breed. He's built different. But I mean, excuse me. See, I'm just going to choke to death because Mel agreed with me a couple times. I knew the end was near, motherfucker. You got to be cautious with running backs. And I don't think you can go give another massive contract to him where he'll be, if he does 300 the next 2 years, he's at 2,000 hits. I can't go big with that. I can't. That's me and my mentality.
No, I'm just saying, if I'm him right now, I would maximize on the last few prime years of that guy as a running back. I would talk to my agent. I'm like, yo, give me like a good, solid 3-4 year deal right now. That'll give me like top running back money, because like the current contract he got, I don't even think he's even top paid at the position. When we can all sit here say definitively that he's easily top 3 running back in the league. I mean, just just that contract just doesn't add up with Derrick Henry. But but good conversation. Let's get into our NFC North preview because we got 30 minutes left in the show, and we got two fantastic NFL teams we need to discuss. We're gonna start with who you got. Do you got any of those teams put up, Nick? Right now,
I was pulling up the Bears because I think they did.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's.
Hey man, I said we had a fantastic team.
To do what?
You said we had a fantastic team. You start with the Bears.
Player You've been wrong.
You've been right.
That would be me, nigga and nigga.
That was not Nick singing that last part.
But obviously we look at the NFC North. Buffalo came. Not Buffalo. Why not Chicago Bears?
Are they better than the Bears?
No, Chicago Bears ended their campaign 6-11 last year. Justin Fields' first year under him. He didn't start. I think he was kind of featured in a couple of plays and then got started. I think like week 3 or week 4.
Richie Cunningham started, right?
No, it was Opie, man.
Opie Cunningham. Yeah, Opie Cunningham.
Andy Dalton.
Yeah, Opie Cunningham started.
So go ahead, Nick, about some of the roster moves, free agency moves, transactions, trades.
Let's cover they fired Nagy and Ryan Pace, right? Something that was wanted in Chicago for a long. So that was the first big thing.
Not wanted, needed. That was needed.
Yeah, they hired Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus for GM and head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Eberflus has said he's not going to be calling defensive plays. He's going to do like the Robert Salah. I'm just going to be the head coach. Offensive coordinator. None of the names really jump out with the coaching staff that they hired.
But Eberflus comes from Indy, so he was defensive coordinator at Indianapolis. So y'all see what the defense that Indy has produced. So
yeah, they traded Khalil Mack almost immediately. They traded him to San Diego. They'll see $28.5 million in cap space next year in 2023. So the Bears could be some players in free agency next season.
Yeah,
they released Eddie Goldman, D tackle. They released Tariq Cohen. Danny Trevathan got cut. They signed Lucas Patrick from the Packers. They signed Nicholas Morrow from the Raiders. They signed Byron Pringle from the Chiefs.
I like him.
They signed Equanimeous St. Brown.
Yeah, he came from Green Bay.
Yeah.
They signed D tackle Justin Jones from the Chargers. They signed El Quadin Muhammad, an edge from Indy. They signed the fullback Kyrie Blasingame from the Titans. They signed a punter. They re-signed Patrick Skittles. They re-signed I don't know these names, man. They signed offensive lineman Dakota Dozier. I think the Jets drafted him years ago, if I'm not mistaken. They signed Dane Cruikshank, safety from Tennessee. Signed Trevor Siemian to be a backup. Signed offensive lineman Ryan Bates, but the Bills matched it. Signed Tavon Young. Signed tight end from the Jets, Ryan Griffin. Matthew Adams, linebacker from the Colts. Signed James O'Shaughnessy, tight end from the Jaguars. Signed David Moore, from the receiver from the Seahawks. Greg Stroman, cornerback from the Redskins. Julian Davenport, a tackle from Colts. So they've had to try to overhaul their roster because, as we know from watching the last couple of years, they haven't drafted well.
No,
and they haven't got free agents that really hit. The Raiders robbed them in the Mack trade to get those picks that never really paid off. Granted, Mack was Chicago's bread and butter, Roquan Smith, Khalil Mack.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep the same. Very good, Anthony. Let me pull up their draft, and then we'll get into, they shit the bed. I mean, if Fields pays off, it's not shitting the bed, right? They traded up from 19 to 11, I believe it was, the season before with the Giants to take Fields. And they gave them number 19 the year the Giants took Tony. And then they had the number 1 pick this year, which ended up being a top 10 pick. That could have been them getting Evan Neal or an elite lineman to help out Fields. Draft picks, here we go. So they didn't have the round 1 pick. Their first pick, number 39 overall, they took a cornerback from Washington, Kyler Gordon, who we all liked. They got a safety, Jaquan Brisker from Penn State, who saying has been flying around the field like a maniac already. Velus Jones Jr., wide receiver from Tennessee. 5th round, Braxton Jones from Southern Utah, a tackle. Another 5th round, Dominique Robinson, an edge from Miami, Ohio. 6th round, offensive tackle, Zach Thomas, San Diego State. Round 6, running back, Treston Ebner from Baylor. Round 6, offensive lineman, Doug Kramer, Illinois. Round 7, offensive lineman, Jatir Carter from Southern. Round 7, safety, Elijah Hicks. And then, contrary to Anthony's belief, they also drafted a punter, Trenton. So they signed one and drafted one. They plan on punting a lot in Chicago.
Hey, got to solidify that position, bro.
We're going to punt so much. 2 legs are not enough. We're going to need 4.
They're going to do the punters like they do running backs.
Man, just hearing
the old expression, when you have 2 punters, you have no offense.
Yeah. And that's what scares me. I'll be honest about the Bears, man. When you don't correct me if I'm wrong, Nick, you said they didn't draft the offensive lineman to what, the 5th round?
They went like 3 or 4 though. They went 5, 6, 7. And I mean, not every offensive lineman. There are guys who hit in the league that late, and they come in and they're just, good technicians, and they didn't play for the big school, and they just translate well to the NFL game. You're looking at a team, in my opinion, that should be drafting top 5 next season. I think the talent on this, even though I'm a very big fan of Montgomery, I like Allen Robinson too. That wasn't even on there. You lost Allen Robinson to the Rams. You got Mooney as receiver. You got Cole Kmet at tight end. You got Montgomery at running back. Fields will be nice, but I think this year is going to be a very, very – he's going to get thrown into the fire, and I think with the lack of talent around him this year, it's going to be very, very difficult to –
No, he's going to be running for his life like he was last year, man. I mean, And the only reason why I brought that up was when they started drafting offensive linemen, you start getting to the 5th, 6th, and 7th round. And I agree with you 100% right. You might get a diamond in the rough in those later rounds with an offensive lineman. But if you want to keep your guy upright, man, you need to go ahead and get the premier tackles and guards in the draft and get them in the 1st and 2nd round. Obviously, they didn't have a 1st round pick, but you got to get some of these premier guards and tackles to protect Justin Fields. I mean, you want him to progress. You want him to be upright so that he can, does he have the great talent around him? No. I like Cole Kmet as a tight end. I like David Montgomery. I watched him a lot. And low key, I love the signing of Byron Pringle. I wish the Chiefs didn't let him go, but he might be all right for the Bears. The only problem is Justin Fields going to be able to stay upright? I get he's athletic enough to, be a little magician-like and escapability, but you can't do that for 17 games, man.
No, you're going to have to move the pocket. You're going to have to get some quick passes out. It's going to be a lot of pitch and catch. Let your guys, make some plays in the open field. Move the pocket for him so he can find his comfort zone on rollouts and potentially big plays downfield. So, if the Bears are not picking in the top 5, I would be shocked next season. But it's a building process, right? You go next year, you get that top pick, or you get that top 5 pick, and you take that elite offensive lineman. You get one of these rushers like Will Anderson or Carter from Georgia, the interior D lineman. The Bears have always been built on defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So whenever the Bears have been good, it's been their defense that's been the talk of not just the division of the league. So, you can find weapons in round 2. Jets found Elijah Moore last year in round 2, right? And everyone raves about him. So you don't have to always take the weapon early. You can find them. But you need to have a good enough line with the athleticism of the defenders nowadays.
Yeah.
Not a new deal. Who is the Pittsburgh kicker?
No, Boswell.
Chris Boswell? Okay.
Yeah. Who is actually pretty accurate in that stadium, which is one of the worst stadiums they say to kick in.
Yeah, and they're going to be kicking a lot of field goals this year. They won't be scoring touchdowns, so fuck this deal.
It's not even Heinz Stadium no more, right? They changed to something else?
Yeah, they didn't change the name.
Acrisure Field, Acrisure Stadium. It's an insurance company.
I care about that. Ready to catch up back.
You still got Robert Quinn, who was your sack leader. I like that. Mike Purnell Jr., who's low key, I loved in Kansas City, former Jet as well.
Robert Quinn has like a weird stat. I forget if it's 2 or 3 teams, but he's like the single season sack holder for multiple teams. It's the Bears and the Rams are the 2, and I think there might be a 3rd. I'm looking it up now.
But only problem is he can't stay. I think it was when he was with the Cowboys for a second too. Don't quote me on that. I'll let you look that up as well. But I mean, here's what I do love. I get you moving off of Khalil Mack, but you got to understand there's going to be a drop off in how your production of your team is going to look, regardless. Because Khalil Mack is what takes the double teams, what takes the offensive, the opposing offense to, they're going to put 2 to 3 guys to make sure that Khalil Mack don't wreck their offensive game plan.
Right.
And then, he's not the same effective Aaron Donald, but he can be as effective when things are going. I mean, let's not forget Khalil Mack was winning Defensive Player of the Year awards when he was in Oakland. Before they moved to Vegas, and he was pretty much.
Back when I was a kid, Oakland had football.
But
San Diego too.
But here's the deal: Robert Quinn's getting up there in age. He's 32, so you got to start finding. And I love Roquan Smith, so he's probably going to be that next batch of defensive generation linebacker that's going to be it for the Bears. But man, It's going to be a lot of tough sledding for the Bears.
It is. I mean, I do like the upside for Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the athleticism, the talent. The one thing that kind of gave me pause about Justin Fields is he kind of talked kind of reckless when he first came into the league.
He was.
And I'm like,
he was.
You need to slow that down, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like,
I remember what he said. He was like, "Oh, the game is moving so slow for me. I'm gonna be all right." And so he said something of that effect.
Yeah, they ain't really hitting that hard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, ironically, the next preseason game, he got his head blown off.
Right.
Because of blindside. His right tackle completely missed the block, and next thing you know, took a hit and helmet went flying. And so it's like, oh, right. You sure they ain't hitting hard enough?
The other thing that concerns me is that without them getting a strong offensive line, do you mess up his confidence this year by him continue getting sacked and hit and rushed and hurried? That stunt his growth son. That's the one thing I worry about.
Montgomery, right? This is good. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Montgomery, if he plays all 17, leads the league in carries. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a run-heavy offense, and let's slowly bring the quarterback along. So, that's how you protect him, right? You run the ball.
Right.
You run the ball.
And you hope that's their game plan. You hope that's their game plan.
It has to be. When Montgomery, the last 2 years, I've had Montgomery the last 2 years in fantasy. Guy has produced, and the guy has gotten the workload. 2 years ago, when they made the playoffs with Trubisky, the last season there, the last 6-7 games was the Montgomery show. He was carrying them. He was breaking runs. Everything was about him with a shitty offensive line.
Right.
So if you can get that line right, and somebody, maybe one possibly 2 of these late round picks have some substance. Because don't forget, man, you don't need centers and guards picked early. You can find those guys in later rounds, and these guys can be 12, 15-year Pro Bowl types of guys in the mid rounds.
Right.
But it's got to be Montgomery carrying this team this year.
Right.
Let's get the prediction on their actual season, because I'm looking at the schedule and it looks pretty favorable. All right, so they open the season at home against San Francisco, go to Green Bay week 2. They get Texans at home, go to the Giants, go to Minnesota, Washington at home, go to New England, go to Dallas, Miami at home, Detroit at home, go to Atlanta, go to New York again to get the Jets, go home against the Packers, home against the Eagles, home against the Bills, go to Detroit, home against the Vikings. I'm really looking at that schedule. It's not terrible. It's not a terrible schedule.
Yeah, but you looking at that team, I don't see.
Yeah, it's a tough schedule for the Bears.
Yeah, right.
That was the face Mel had. It's not a tough schedule. It's a tough schedule for the Bears.
Yeah, man.
So fair to say.
Mel was trying to figure out how to say that. I was like, tag me in, bro. I got you.
So I'm saying, is it fair? I mean, 6-11 last year.
They might regress
this year.
Because you look at
I think it would be
the Texans. Here's the thing. I will, and it might sound strange, but I'm gonna tell you why I say this. I want to see how they play against the Texans.
Because was that the first or second?
It's his third game. Is it his third game?
Yeah, third game, because they got San Francisco first, go to Green Bay, and then they get Texas.
Because you expect them to lose San Francisco, you expect them to lose Green Bay.
Yeah,
but now you want to see how bad they really are, see how they match up against the Texans
compared to another shitty team.
Right? No, but serious though.
No, you're being honest. No, you are, and then you follow it up with the Giants.
It's a litmus test, right? Right.
It's the litmus test of who are we, where are we, and
right?
How do we match up?
How we match up? Yeah, so I think these after they play those 3 games, you're gonna know where the Bears are, because you're already playing a pretty good team. We assume in San Francisco, we don't know what Trey gonna do. You playing the Packers, and then now you playing the bottom of the barrel with Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
So out of those 3 games, I better tell you where the Bears at.
But right now, give us a prediction. I
give them 4 games.
Whoa, damn! Is that Lions hate coming out of there?
No, that's just me being honest, man. I can see them Texans, maybe splitting with the Lions, but I wouldn't be surprised the Lions sweep them. But I'm gonna give them that a split with the Lions. Green Bay sweep. So let's see, they're gonna lose to Miami. Dang, who else they play? They play the Chargers, right?
No, they got Washington in there.
Washington. I think Washington beat them.
Oh, don't disrespect the Bears like that, bro.
I think, man, Washington got got some talent. They just got Carson Wentz.
Don't disrespect the Bears like that.
I think Washington's a better team than Chicago, man.
Oh, something that came out after
Philly beat them. Go ahead.
Was
what'd you say?
Chase Young isn't expected to be ready for the opener.
Oh, well, they ain't playing the Bears, so they still win. I think Philly beat them. I think Minnesota sweep them.
Damn. I can't wait for the season to start, because I'm gonna keep tabs on this shit right here.
Go ahead, keep tabs on it.
Oh yeah, because I feel like I sent some Detroit hate coming out, dog.
Yeah, Anthony, you talking about, but Detroit's a better team this year. I don't care what you say.
No,
That's not what Anthony's saying. He's saying Bears will beat the Lions. Lions are 0-8 at home. Okay, we talking about this year. I think this year they're a better team.
Oh, Lions are better than the Bears. I'd be surprised. I would be surprised if the Bears catch the Lions at all.
Yeah, so I gave them benefit of the doubt saying split.
Look,
I think the one at home they may get the Lions the one at home. They may.
In my opinion, I agree. I will agree with you on this. I think the other teams in the division are better. So I will say that the Bears, they'll be at the bottom of the division, but I'm saying at least they'll probably still go 6-11 like they did last year. Because I can easily see the Lions.
You see 6 wins in the schedule for them?
I can easily see the Lions getting at least 8 wins like the Jets. Because I think both the Jets and the Lions are far more.
So they play each team in the division twice, right?
Yeah. I think you'll split. I think you'll
So I
split.
split. I gave him the split with the Lions and a split with the rest.
Damn.
I don't see them beating. I don't see them beating Green Bay. I don't see them beating Minnesota.
Yeah, but Minnesota give you a good little fuck up game from Kirk Cousins. So I can say a split possibly. And I could possibly say a split with Green Bay. We don't know what Green Bay's gonna be.
That's a rabbit's foot and a couple horseshoes.
But we don't know what Green Bay gonna be without what Aaron Rodgers got working
defense, though, man.
Yeah, they still got a decent. They got their corners are pretty good. I mean, I like the receivers they drafted Christian what's his name?
Christian Watson.
Yeah, Christian Watson.
I like. We'll get to Green Bay on Thursday. We'll get to them on Thursday. Let's transition into Mel's other favorite team with his favorite quarterback and Kirk Cousins in the Minnesota Vikings.
I need 2 seconds to finish on the Bears. I see between 2 and 4 wins. I think this is I think the Bears will be right at the top of the draft next year, and they could trade out because they got their quarterback right. Mm-hmm. They could trade out for somebody who's quarterback hungry next year, and I think that's for the Bears. That is the best case scenario for the Chicago Bears. End up with a top 2 pick and trade it for somebody quarterback hungry to go up and get Stroud or Young and get a feast for your new regime to build.
Yeah,
right.
If you need receiver, you need line. They
need a lot. They need a lot.
You got Quinn. He's getting long in the tooth.
Yeah.
And it's just the Rams. He holds the Rams record at 19 and the Bears record now with 18.5. A guy who has 101 sacks in his career and could possibly be a Hall of Famer. A quiet Hall of Famer, right? Because no one's really ever mentioned Quinn.
Yeah. It helps when you got Aaron Donald and Khalil Mack on your line. That helps you. So,
question for you guys.
Yeah.
I know we're saving the Lions to the end. It's 5:55 now. We got Gucci coming on Thursday at 5. Do we want to do 15 minutes on the Vikings and then save the last 45 with the Packers? Let him weigh in on who should be the second best team in the division?
You know what? That's fine.
For an hour.
Yeah, that's fine because we only got about 8 minutes, and that's not going to be, or 7 minutes, is not going to be enough to really talk about the Vikings.
So he's coming on at 5 on Thursday.
What you mean that's enough?
Enough for me. He said, "Well, you got like 8 minutes to talk about the Vikings. That's enough for me."
Too much. That's too much.
You're giving too much.
We don't need that.
All right, Kirk Cousin, I'm done.
I want to know how our phones are tapped. I clicked Facebook to open it, and the first thing is a buddy of mine just landed at Minneapolis Airport.
See?
That's funny as hell, man. All right, let's cover the Minnesota Vikings now. Minnesota's got over 10,000 lakes. And fuck Kirk Cousins. All right, we're done.
All right, so you're saying 2 to 3 wins for Chicago. Mel's saying 4. I'm saying 6.
2 to 4.
2 to 4. Yeah.
They might catch the Texans. They might catch Atlanta.
I forgot about Atlanta.
I'll be honest with you. Knowing the Jets, the way the Jets have been throughout the years, I'm petrified about going to New England, which we are going to win November 10th, and then the following week coming home to play the Bears, having that letdown game off of a high. Like the Jets having that typical Jet win a game you're not expected to, lose a game you're expected to win.
But I think the Jets are kind of expected to beat the Patriots this year. I think we've all agreed that the Patriots ain't going to be, the typical Patriots team. I get. Look. There's going to be some games.
Belichick is a wizard with you.
I get that, and that's exactly what's going to be my next point. Belichick will have his team prepared, and there will be some games that they shouldn't win just because he has the better coaching experience and he's a better coach at dealing with certain things. But I'm not sold on Mac Jones, and I'm not sold on the fact that you don't have an actual true offensive coordinator that has enough offensive wizardry to help that guy produce and help him. Maturate and as a quarterback, I think their biggest loss was losing Josh McDaniels. You can't say what you want about Josh McDaniels as a head coach. Didn't do well in Denver.
Had Tebow though.
He did have Tebow. Yeah, you're right.
One of the greatest college quarterbacks ever to play.
Oh my God.
Let me put a scenario out there to you guys.
Go ahead.
And the guys in the chat. Could you envision a scenario where Bill Belichick taps in to the Raiders headsets to have McDaniels calling plays for both the Raiders and the Patriots.
And the Patriots at the same time.
Hey, I wouldn't put it past Bill.
And here we are. This is Scott Hansen on NFL Red Zone, and it looks like the Patriots and the Raiders have run the same exact play for the first
Look, man, I know Bill's downplaying it, and he's already in the media talking about, oh, Mac Jones he's been doing a great job studying, and he's been doing well as a team leader. He's been improving as a team leader, and he's going to be a great team leader. And then, we really love what Mac Jones is doing. He's been a great team leader, and and we expect a lot of great things from Mac Jones, and because what we need around here is a whole bunch of good team leaders. So Mac Jones is going to be else. But come on, man, I know Bill's downplaying and he's going to hype up Mac Jones, but when you got a second-year player who struggled last year with a great offensive mind in Josh McDaniels, and you got Matt Patricia, who's failed as a head coach, you got Joe Judge, who's failed as a head coach, a special teams coach, and a defensive coordinator, both running your offense. To me, this it reeks of desperation, and it says doom written all over it. It's like it's a bomb waiting to blow up. There's
Bill
nothing.
Belichick always has the ace in the hole, and that's cheating. He always will pull that ace out.
Hey,
whatever it takes.
He better get the cheating this year, because
whatever it takes,
bruh. I see top 10 pick written all over them this year, bruh.
He'll be mailing videotapes to people.
Fuck that because he sucks at drafting.
Yeah, he does.
I'm telling you, I'm not sold on anything Patriot like this year. It's gonna be a long season for Patriots fans. They're so used to winning that they're gonna be so disappointed that they might not even get 10 wins this year.
Yeah,
they might not even get 9.
You better go back and get used to the Tony Eason days.
Oh damn! Ooh, golly! Ooh, goodness! Boy, those were lean years, bro. Ooh. Boy, you talking about a team that was struggling. Boy, Tony Eason as your quarterback.
You see them on your schedule. Okay, that's a win.
Tony Eason went to a Super Bowl, didn't he? He started against.
What's name? Oh, well, didn't what's name? I thought what's name started in. What's his name?
I thought Eason was the quarterback
in
'85 against the Bears Super Bowl.
Was it Eason? Was that Eason?
It might have been Eason. It might have been. I thought the other guy. I can't think of his name.
That ain't good.
Was it Grogan? Was it Grogan?
Steve Grogan?
Yeah, I thought he started. Or was it Eason?
Maybe that's Eason. Unless Eason was hurt for the game and someone went in, Eason was QB1.
Okay.
That year.
Well, I know we going in the blast of the past, but we have restarted our time limit for today, y'all. Man, please, tune in Thursday as we do episode 174. We will finish up our NFC North division preview. We'll go over the Vikings and we'll go over the Packers with our good friend Gucci Man from Chop Sports. He'll tap in with us. And look, it's going to be a great episode on Thursday. So please tune in 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So on behalf of the big homie Nick Shine, the homie Detroit Mail, I am the Wildcard Mar, and the whole IOW Sports crew, we are out, and we will see y'all.
Hell no!
Peace and love, y'all. Hell no!
Yeah, got your bodies. This is the